why is there so many different names for God? And then in the New Testament, we call God God. But in the Old Testament, I understand it's in Hebrew. Maybe it's a question for the Jews, but why do they have so many different names for God? They have Elohim, like in Genesis 1, it doesn't say God, it says Elohim, which means God's plural. And it just strikes I'm like, why do they have so many names for God? Don't we all worship one God?
Yeah, I would say we worship one God. My initial response is, like Abraham, he says, when the Lord provided for, the sacrifice, he said God is a provider. And then therefore you have a name for who God is, right?
Yeah.
So I see it in that lens of or Hagar, the God who sees. There's a name for God in that scenario. So I see it more as a character or nature of God.
Characters of God.
Yeah, versus it being multiple forms of God. And I think what that does actually allows us to know God's personable. God does provide. God is the one who sees. It's not that he's multiple gods. He's one God. Jesus is God. But these are attributes of who he is.
He fulfills those roles.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Because a Hindu, not that he's a Hindu, he used to be.
Yeah.
But they want to have a God for everything, like the God for money, the God for even Buddhists, they got their little cat at their front door of their business, right? Because they worship it. But for us, we know that God is all those things as one.